What the fuck is up? Yeah, I cursed already. Who cares? What's good? Welcome to One More Round Fights. This is the YouTube to bring you MMA and boxing news every Sunday. I'm going to give it to you first, beating all the rest. They give it to you on Monday. I give it to you on Sunday. You get to watch this right before you watch football. You get to watch this right before you do all your chores, right before you go out with your girl, right before you take the kids out, right before you terrorize people on the internet, whatever you like to do. My name is Gaff. I am the host of this programming, and I'm going to give you updates on UFC. I'm going to give you updates on Bellator. I'm going to give you updates on boxing, Canelo versus Berlanga. I'm going to give you all that news that you need, so please stick around. And if you like the content, please hit me with one of these: a follow, a subscribe, a like, One More Round Fights, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all that. If you do love the programming, hit my boy up too. We just did a watch along for all of this. Me and the main card minute, my boy Luke. You know what I mean? Scan those QR codes below. They will get you to our channels and subscribe you. Please, while you're there, hit me with a couple likes. You know, I'm out here trying to make this content for y'all so we all win. Feel me? Feel me? But yeah, if you have any wins this week, I know I didn't put out my parlay. I'm sorry. I was in Vegas. I was traveling. I was in the air for the Bellator fights. I wanted to do a giant parlay. It actually didn't work out. So glad I didn't give it to you because we had a couple upsets that I wasn't ready for and I thought they were definites. Yeah, but if you do have some wins, email us your wins. I'll put you on the screen. One more round fights at gmail.com. That is one more round fights at gmail.com. Yes, sir. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're already 8 minutes in, so let me start talking MMA. And we will start with O'Malley versus Dvalishvili. If you are one of the 78 people, incredibly low for my cutdowns, but whatever. If you're one of those few people that saw my UFC predictions reel, you would have seen that I chose merabdvalishvilli. Long Island, baby. Long Island, baby. You see the shirt? You see the shirt? Yeah. We brought another belt back. Ray Longo, we did it again. Ray Longo, we did it again. Aljo, we did it again. What the fuck is up, y'all? Right here. You got to follow this guy. I'm giving you easy picks. Merab was plus money. Singles, parlays, all that. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I gave you another few picks. I hope you tailed. Damn. Merab wrestles O'Malley in every single round. Pretty much wins it 5 rounds to nothing. Some had it 4-1. Some had it 3-2. But hey, Merab wrestled him to the ground. Like I said, what did I say? I believe I said, insert that right here. Yeah. Yeah. Merab. He's going to wrestle him to the ground, and we getting that belt, and we taking it back to Long Island. Pretty much verbatim. So, I don't know what else to tell you, man. I see these things. Mystic Gaff. No, we're not going to go that far. But yeah, Merab. What a performance. Does his classic Merab style. Wrestles you down. Brings you to the ground. You get back up. He doesn't mind. He'll stay right on your hip. Pick you back up, put you back down. You want to get back up? It's cool. Let's go for a third. I want that record. I want to beat Khabib's takedown record. That's how he feels. I mean, Merab Dvalishvili, the machine. He couldn't even believe it. His excitement when he had the belt on, looking down in amazement. He's like, oh my God, I did it. I did it. Like construction worker, punching elbows into walls, throwing kicks and punches into walls, diving headfirst into lakes, taking his stitches out with a giant pair of hedge cutters. This is all man right here. This is all man right here. Dvalishvili. And all you sugar fans looking sweet right now. Just saying. I mean, we tried to tell you that Peter Yan fight, fluke. He got a title shot off that. Okay, you slept Aljo, but Aljo been saying he wanted to move up, been weight draining himself, been wanting to let Merab take the belt. So maybe he was like, you know what? If I'm gonna let anybody get it so that Merab could get it, maybe I'll let this guy get it. I mean, he's a star, whatever. But I'm looking to go to 45 anyways. And I don't want to fight Merab. Nah, I know he didn't do that. I'm just playing with you. Aljo wouldn't do that shit. But anyways, yeah, O'Malley never really deserved to be there. He got lucky in that Aljo fight. It kind of was an early stoppage. I mean, the punches that they did stop it on was crazy. I would have been okay if he stopped it on the face plant. I'd be like, okay, if it was a one punch got on the face plant, usually face plant doesn't mean well in MMA. But they didn't. They waited after a barrage of punches that wasn't actually as threatening as the ones landed before it. So whatever. But Sean O'Malley was the champion, took the easiest possible fight that he could in his rematch against Chito Vera. Did avenge his loss, but basically fought a punching bag with arms. And Chito even said he wasn't there that night. He just didn't have it. Something was off. So this fight came. I'm like, very big event. Sean O'Malley didn't even look good all week. He wasn't talking the normal crap he normally does. Even when Merab turns to him, he says, I'm going to kick your ass. He just shakes his head no, like had no rebuttal for it. I don't know. Maybe O'Malley was dealing with an injury. It doesn't matter because the belt came back to Long Island. And me and Luke are going to the parade. Let's go, baby. I'm a happy man. I wish I took singles. I only played with parlays last night. If I took singles, your boy would be pretty way up right now. I think I basically broke even. A lot of parlays of mine were busted up by a couple of names I'll mention in the UFC standouts portion. But yeah, Merab takes the belt back. You're welcome if you tailed. We got another one. What a fight. Not really much to talk about in the content of the fight because not many damaging strikes were landed. Nobody really got hurt. It was just a bunch of wrestling and control. And that's what we expected out of our man Merab Dvalishvili, our new UFC bantamweight champion. Who does he fight next? Is the next questions that we should be asking. Now we had Umar Nurmagomedov in the crowd. Umar doing his best dad at the UFC event impression in his outfit. And I think that fight could be next. It should be next. I think Umar is the best contender out of all the others in the bunch. I mean, he just beat Corey Sandhagen. Yeah, it has to be Umar. Merab's our champion. O'Malley goes down to 1, but he's not going to get a rematch off that performance. Absolutely not. So Umar gets the next fight. After that, Peter Yan has to win his fight against what's the flyweight's name? Davison Figueiredo. And then that could be for who's next in line, especially if Figueiredo wins. And then after that, we just have a bunch of people that have lost to the title, or have lost in big fights. Corey Sandhagen, Henry Cejudo, Marlon Vera, Rob Font. Mario Bautista's fighting Jose Aldo, but that's not, I don't think that puts you in line for a title shot. Mario Bautista also trains with Sean O'Malley. So that could get sticky. It's almost like another O'Malley Merab situation. But if O'Malley doesn't make his way, I mean, Aljamain Sterling Merab situation. But if O'Malley doesn't make his way back to the title, then that kind of leaves an open path for Mario Bautista to, work his way up and get his path there. I know O'Malley has talked about moving up. He's talked about wanting to fight Ilia Topuria. I don't know if he wants to just go up a division, because right now would be his best chance to, if he wouldn't have to take a fight there necessarily, just because of his name value. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely stepping ahead of Ortega. And Holloway's not really at 45 anymore. Volkanovski lost for the title, and we already have our title fight set up between Max Holloway and Ilya. So Yair lost. This might be an easy opening for O'Malley if Topuria beats Holloway, for O'Malley to make that Topuria call out. Topuria looks at him like an easy win for his next title defense, another notch in the belt. So yeah, lots of things that can happen here, but definitely the next fights are Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. We should do that in the Middle East, or we should do that in like Russia, or we could, or hear me out here. Hear me out. We have our first event in Georgia, or maybe second event, but I think first event in Georgia. Merab versus Umar, Ilya versus O'Malley. That would be perfect. Merab versus Umar, Ilya versus O'Malley. For the 45 title, O'Malley, Topuria. For the 35 title, Dvalishvili, Nurmagomedov. That would be cool. That would make history. That would celebrate your Georgian champions. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Merab Dvalishvili, UFC bantamweight champion. Moving on. I told you. Didn't I tell you? Chevy, Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko got her mother effing belt back. Yeah, told you. Let's go. She was winning the first fight until she made that mistake, got her back taken, rear naked, lost. She was even pissed off when she tapped. She's like, I was beating this bitch's ass. And then fight 2, 3 rounds to 2, but we have Mike Bell fucking up the scorecards. Then we get a draw, should be her belt because the draw with draws, the champ keeps their belt. Awful, but that's just how it is. And fight 3, what did I tell you? It was basically 5 rounds to none. 5 rounds to none. Not a damn chance. You think you're going to give a fighter like Valentina Shevchenko, one of our GOAT champions? Shout out to Clarissa Shields. Shout out to Holly Holm. One of our GOAT champions. Shout out to Amanda Nunez. And you don't think she's going to figure this girl out by fight 3? Are you joking? She maybe cumulatively lost 4 rounds at max, but probably 3 across these 3 fights. 4 rounds across 3 fights. And you thought I was going to choose alexagrasso at minus money? Baby. We going with Chevy. Plus money. And I'm going to take her with the points in the parlay ski. Yeah, that's what went down. Valentina Shevchenko gets her belt back. 2-time UFC flyweight champion of the world. Thank you, Valentina. You are an amazing... I mean, you got your win on The Ultimate Fighter. You got your win playing basketball against Alexa Grasso. Bam, swish. We got our should-be second win against her in the octagon. First win, though, but avenge the loss. We don't need a 4th fight, people. Let's stop right there. I don't care what you say. I don't care. No rematch. No. We've seen this fight 3 times, and we know who the better fighter is. Come on. Just because she won the first fight and got a draw that she shouldn't have in the second fight, that should have been Valentina's fight. So it should have been 1-1. Valentina should have won it with 2-1 right here. So no. I'm not listening to you. Blah, blah, blah. No, we're not doing that. It's over. Valentina moves on. You know who she should fight next? Let's take a look at the division. She got Manon Fiorot, amazing striking fight. I would love to see that fight next. We got up-and-comer Erin Blanchfield. She's got to win her next fight. We got up-and-comer Macy Barber. Rose Namajunas is now in the division, but Rose and her are friends. So I don't know how that's going to work out because I'm pretty sure she's fought a friend before in the octagon. And I believe she finished her. Let me double check my facts on that. But yeah. Shevchenko. I can't believe she did it, man. Actually, I can because I bet on her. So what am I saying? All right. Any of the maybe Joanna? No, her and Joanna were definitely rivals. What am I saying? Julie Pena. I don't think they were friends. Holly Holm. Maybe it was the Holly Holm fight. I think the Holly Holm fight. She's friends with Holly Holm, and that ended up going to decision. Yeah, I believe it was that fight. But yeah, Shevchenko is our champion. Manon Fiorot should be next. Maybe we do that in France. I mean, Shevchenko is going to win, but I see her doing the same thing. It's going to be very, very, very close on the striking. Minute, very close. But I think she's going to mix in them takedowns at the right time, get on top, land a couple shots. She's going to steal rounds, and we're going to see her edge it out 3 rounds to 2, maybe 4 rounds to 1, just by capitalizing at the end of these rounds, kind of like how she did with Grasso. So who knows? Who knows? All I know is Alexagrasso is no longer our fraudulent champion. And thank you. Because that was crazy. Mike Bell gifted her that belt. I hope he got a Christmas card from her, because she got to hold on to that belt for an extra few months thanks to him. Almost a year, I think. When was the last fight? Yep, exactly a year. Almost exactly a year. September 16, 2023, she was gifted the belt by Mike Bell. And on September 14th, 2024, Valentina Shevchenko avenges that loss and takes her belt back. Wow. Yeah, so we know what fights to set up next. For Grasso, what do we do? What do we do with Grasso? I mean, I feel like a Macy Barber Grasso fight would hit. No? Would it not? Isn't that a rematch? Yes, it is. That's a rematch. That would be fun. I'd watch that. Natalia Silva, Alexa Grasso, I'd watch that. Rose Namajunas, Alexa Grasso, I'd watch that. So, yeah, she got a couple matchups that are for Caitlin Sermonara versus Alexa Grasso. Long Island, I'll take that. Amityville. But, yeah. Thank you, Valentina Shevchenko. Next, we're going to get into our fighter spotlight of the week. I got to do it because I called it as well. If you parlayed all 3 of them, good on you, because you're probably rolling in the dough after that. But I called it. He's on a 5-fight win streak. This man is a 5'11" boxer, orthodox style, with a 72-inch reach at 145 pounds, fighting out of Pueblo, Mexico, fighting out of Lobo Gym, training partner of Alexa Grasso. We are talking about 29 years old, Diego Lopes da Silva. But Diego Lopes. What a guy. What a guy. The man is 26-6 now with his unanimous decision win over Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega, looking like a world beater, had only lost to former champions? Yeah. Had only lost to former champions before this. Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski, Yair Rodriguez, interim. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about that. We count interims. He beat Josh Emmett. We count interims. Carlos Condit's a champion in my heart. Dustin Poirier's a champion in my heart. Who else? Daniel Cormier. He did become undisputed, but remember, he was interim and then bumped up the champion. But yeah, still a champion in my heart. And obviously, he won the heavyweight championship too. But yeah, what a win. What a win. Knocks down Brian Ortega in round 1 with a crazy hook. Puts him down, almost subs him, takes the back, starts pounding on him. It's a miracle that Brian Ortega survived, really. Beats him up in round 2. Beats him up in round 3. Almost puts him, I think he did put him down again in round 3. Almost subbed him again. At the end, still trying to finish it, throwing crazy haymakers. Diego Lopes got that dog in him. That boy's a beast. I told y'all. Diego Lopes, man. Diego Lopes. What a performance. If I'm Ilia Topuria, I'm looking at him like, well, he's a beast. But I think I can finish that guy. I mean, he did lose to Movsar Evloev by decision. He did get knocked out by a rando in 2018 at ACB. And Rodrigo Praya in 2014. So he can be knocked out. He can be controlled. But you got to stay out the pocket with this man. This man will put you in the pocket, start throwing hooks, uppercuts, that Mexican boxing style, head down, coming right at you. And he'll put the pressure on you, and you'll wilt at some point. You got to be tough to stay in that fight. You got to be tough like Brian Ortega. You got to be tough like Dan Ige. Because if you have even a shred of doubt in your mind, like Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, and Sadiq Yusuf, even a tiny little shred, that boy gonna take your soul, and he gonna get the finish. And he doesn't care if it's a TKO, a knockout, or a submission. He almost has equal knockouts to submissions because he'll whoop your ass and grab that neck. He don't need the TKO. He just wants to finish the fight. Diego Lopes, a bona fide finisher. 22 of his 26 wins by finish. Wow. And of his 6 losses, 2 by knockout, 4 decisions. Never lost by submission. So you thought he was going to lose by submission to Brian Ortega when that's never happened to him before? I didn't think this was going to be the stage. The man fights out of, he's Brazilian, but he fights out of Mexico. The man is doing the UFC favors. And by the way, his loss to Movsar Evloev, when he got controlled, it was on 5 days' notice. Throw the man a bone. He's taking fights. He replaced he replaced Bryce Mitchell and still got a Fight of the Night award. You know what I mean? Like, well, he's that guy that the UFC likes. He'll step in short notice and fight a tough guy. He'll get near finishes, excite the crowd. He will get you a finish as well. He's a beast, man. He's a beast. He's a performance of the night award winner time and time again. I don't know if he got one for this one. No, I don't think he got one for this one. There's a lot of fun fights and finishes on this one. So, I mean, whatever. And decided to fight the same guy after he dropped out on him and fight a completely new guy on a less than a day's notice. He beat Dan Ige and still comes back to beat Ortega. He said, no, you're still getting this ass open. I had to fucking fight somebody else because of you? No. Bring that ass here, boy. And he put it on the ground. So Diego Lopes, what a win. You should get your title shot next. Wait for the winner of Max Holloway and Ilia Topuria. Then after that, hopefully you get your win. If you don't and Ilia Topuria gets 2 title defenses, then he'll probably fight O'Malley in Georgia. O'Malley should take some time off, bulk up, go to the 45. 35 ain't your thing no more. You should be aiming towards fun fights. You're already a champion. You don't look like you're going to be one of those guys that stays around a long time anyways. Might as well start making your moves now. But yeah. So Diego Lopes, I can't wait for the fun fights that come after this for him. Just sit on the bench, bro. Don't take any more fights. We don't need you fighting any of these guys. We don't need you fighting Max Holloway. We don't, unless it's for the title. We don't need you fighting Volkanovski. Don't do that. We don't need you fighting Yair. Don't do that. We don't need you fighting Arnold Allen. That's a dangerous fight. We don't need your Movsar Evloev rematch. Evloev's fighting Aljamain Sterling anyways, and we don't need you fighting Aljo. Aljo is a dangerous fight as well. You already beat... did you beat Josh Emmett? We don't need you fighting Josh Emmett either. Yeah, you haven't fought Josh Emmett. We don't need you fighting him either. I mean, those are some good names under your belt. Sadiq Youssef finish, Danny Ige decision, Brian Ortega decision. Yeah, man. I think we know what's next. And from his style and from what I've seen from him, I honestly could see Diego as our next champion. I really can, unless Max is there. Max is going to be a really tough matchup for him. That's one of the ones I don't see Diego beating, just because of how good Max's boxing is. Now, if he was able to get on Max's back, which not a lot of people have done, but if he was able to do that, that would create some problems. But I don't see him doing that either. So his toughest matchup in the division for me is Max Holloway. His second toughest matchup is probably Volkanovski, then Topuria. Topuria can be hit. He's also small, not as long as Diego. Diego's got a pretty long reach, 72 inches. So that'll be a problem for Ilya. Max Holloway's got short arms. I think Max Holloway's got like a 68 or 67 inch reach, maybe 69 even. But yeah, Diego Lopes, my fighter spotlight of the week. This kid is crazy. I couldn't believe the amount of punches he was putting on Brian Ortega. Yeah, nobody's made Brian Ortega look like that since Max Holloway. So, just something to be said and something to look out for. Diego Lopes. I if there's not a crazy fight for you next or the title fight, I would be shocked. I'd be absolutely shocked. The fight of night bonuses did not go to them. They gave it to Ribovic, Zellhuber, Bahamondes, and Souza. Okay. But I'd be willing to bet that Uncle Dana dropped off a little bag of cash for Diego, because that was the excitement of the main card, seeing as how we had two decisions after that. I mean, all three of those non-title fights were pretty exciting. They had near finishes. The Rodriguez Osborne fight, Esteban Ribovic, Zellhuber, and Lopez Ortega. Lopez Ortega being my favorite of the two because of the stakes, because of who Ortega is, and because of what Diego Lopez almost finishing twice, maybe three times in the fight. So Diego Lopez deserves all his praise. He should be chilling on the sidelines just waiting for his big fight, because his next fight is going to be for the title. Shout out to Diego Lopez. Shout out to Lobo Jim. Shout out to the Brazilians and the Mexicans. Shout out to that hairstyle and that bad tattoo. But this man deserves the best. And I can't wait to see what the UFC has in store for him. Moving on. Rest of the UFC Noche standouts. Standouts on the card. I just mentioned Rodriguez Osborne. Rodriguez getting dropped crazily, head bouncing off the mat in round one. But getting on top and staying there for the rest of the round. Then getting a 10-8 in round two, near finishing Ode Osborne, hitting him with some shit. Then almost subbing him multiple times. And then controlling him in round three and getting a couple punches off. Even though some people thought Ode won round three, I gave it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez wins the fight 29-27. He was a good standout on the card. Obviously Diego Lopez, crazy standout on the card. Esteban Ribovic, Zellhuber. I wanted Zellhuber to win the fight so bad. I'll tell you why later. And Ribovic just didn't let that happen. Pieced him up in that round three. Almost got him out of there, throwing about 70 strikes. Just giving him a barrage of strikes and punches up against that fence. Zellhuber trying to counter with some shots, but clearly giving up that last round. And it felt like it was 1-1 going into round three. So I was really hoping for a Mike Bell situation there. Mike Bell catching a lot of heat from me. My bad, dude. But yeah, Ribovic wins the fight. Gets a performance of the night bonus as well. So does Zellhuber. They got fight of the night. Both boys left it out there, I must say. They did. Norma Dumont opening a giant cut with a headbutt over Rene Aldana. That thing was gross. It was deep. It was wide. That was a cool fight just because of that cut. Honestly, it was kind of one-way traffic the entire time, and so the judges thought so as well because they gave it 30-27 across the board. I know I gave the Aldana pick out. I don't know what happened with her. Maybe the cut shocked her. I don't know what it was because it did come pretty early. I think she was bleeding at the end of round 1 and just widened up more and more at the end of each round. But yeah, she just didn't look great in there. It was a landslide victory for Norma Dumont. And then I told you about my boy, Ignaciobahamondes. Ignaciobahamondes. What a KO. That punch. Sorry, it was a submission. That punch. Nope, it was a KO. That punch, that hook, Manuel Torres on his butt. Bahamondes follows up with the strikes. Bahamondes, training partner of the welterweight champion, Bilal Muhammad. What a finish. Yeah, he got a bonus. You joke? Are you kidding me? You not getting a bonus for that? Having the only TKO on the card? Of course he's getting a bonus. Lots of decisions on this card. The only other finish that came on the card was Caitlin Souza. Killed all my parlays. All of them. Every single one. Knocking out, then submitting Yasmin Yarwegi. Another hook. Puts Yarwegi down. Jumps on her back. Rear naked. Puts her to sleep. Got her twitching. Oof. That was the worst way to see my parlay die. And that's the last time I throw female fights in my parlays unless it's my champs, Valentina and such. You guys keep doing this to me. I gave you a shot. I gave Mexican Spirit a shot. Yasmin Yarwegi. Harawai, whatever. Lost me all my monies. Barely broke even after that. Killed my DraftKings parlays. Killed my FanDuel's parlays. Just smacked me up. Absolutely smacked me. But whatever. Learn your lesson, right? 2 strikes on me. Fool me 3 times. I'm not letting that happen. And then raulrosasjr, nice unanimous decision win over Arachi Lang. Joshua Van versus Edgar Chairez was a fun fight too. I thought Chairez won the fight, but Van proved us otherwise by knocking him senseless with a few barrages of punches. So yeah, it was a nice decision win for Van. Good standout bounce back performance from that loss to Charles Johnson. So yeah, it was a pretty good card. Not gonna lie, pretty good card. Just a lot of decisions. Even in the decisions, though, we got near finishes. In our 8 decisions, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 near finishes. Yeah, the only ones there were no near finishes was Dvalishvili O'Malley and Rosas Jr. Arachi Lang. Everything else, there was a near finish in it. So, very exciting card. Pretty good rating. What I would rate the Noche Sphere. I mean, the performance was cool. I hated what they did for the prelims, but once they got to the main card, they debuted all the good stuff, and it really started to look good with the backgrounds and the changing of the scenes and the jungle looks and the sky looks and all the different, the future look, all these different types of looks they incorporated. It really changed the background of the scene. That was cool. I don't know how the haptic seats worked out. I don't know how any of the experiences in the place, if they imported smells like they do at the hotels in Vegas, like the Aria and the, upper end hotels. I don't know if they did stuff like that for it, but yeah, very good wins. Lots of people surprised us on the card and had good performances. So thank you to those fighters on the UFC Noche card. Moving on. Just a little more MMA for you. Bellator Champions Series 5 happened this past weekend. Another one that killed my parlays, so I'm glad I didn't give out my parlays this week because we would have all lost money. I would have looked like a moron. I'm so glad I stayed away. Thank you for being hungover from Vegas. Thank you. But here we go. Let's start from the bottom of the card. I told you guys Derek Kelly was going to win. Yeah, happened. Unanimous decision victory, 30-26 across the board. Told you Kieran Clark was going to win. Unanimous decision across the board, 30-26, 30-26, 30-27. Told you Mike Shipman was going to win. TKO, knees and punches, round 2. Told you Archie Colgan was going to win. Unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. You're welcome if you tailed any of those. You're welcome if you didn't know anything about the prelims. I was in the air for that and sleeping, so I didn't see any of those fights. Unfortunately. But then I landed. I woke up and I landed. And then the main card happened. Mark Diakiese in a very, very, very close fight that he maybe should have lost. But I'm glad I took Diakiese. Diakiese wins. Unanimous decision, 29-28 across the board. Beats Tim Wild. Scary fight, but he pulls out the win. And we get the munions. Moving on to the next fight of the night, we had a light heavyweight bout between Luke Traynor and Laurinaitis Urbanovičius. Luke Traynor was looking great in that fight. Striking, pushing his man against the wall, gets the takedown, lands a couple big strikes, starts pounding him into the mat. Laurinaitis gives up his back. Luke Traynor shakes in the rear naked. Boom, baby. Round 1, rear naked choke. Luke Traynor. What's up? That's another one. That's another one. That's another one. Then we move on to our next bout. Simeon Powell versus Rafael Xavier. Very scary fight as well. Almost lost that one. Gave you all the Simeon Powell line. It was very high, so it was scary. I think it was like minus 600 around there. But he pulls out the Splitty City win. 29-28, 28-29, 29-28. Thank you, G's. Oh, wow. That was too sweaty. I don't think I'll be throwing him in my parlays next time based off that performance. But he got us the win. Didn't look amazing, but he got the job done. And that's all that matters. And the reason I lost my Bellator parlays, my Bellator and UFC combined parlays, the ladies let me down this weekend. Leah McCourt submitted in round 1, gets dropped, pounded into the mat. Ref is not even thinking about ending the fight. You know who you are. Damn it. But not even thinking about stopping the fight. So Sarah Collins is like, all right, fine. You're not going to let her get knocked out. Sinks in the rear naked. Gets a quick tap. 225 in round 1. Sarah Collins defeats Leah McCourt. We have a new contender at women's featherweight. Wow. Can't believe she killed my parlay like that. I thought I was going to win. It was looking good. I should have cashed out. Kelly, Clark, Shipman, Colgan, Diakiese, Traynor, Powell, all correct. And to have it die on Leah McCourt was so upsetting. Never doing that again. This weekend will mark the last time. I guess that's strike 3. I guess that's strike 3. But let's consider strike 2. 2 weekends. Second weekend. Let's go by weekend. Give me a mully. Give me a mulligan on that. But yeah, Sarah Collins gets a nice finish. Ends the night in London, England. Not going to have another Bellator Champions Series for a little bit. Next one is November 16th. Have a little time. That'll be Mix versus Higo. But this one was pretty good. I mean, from what I saw on the main card, I got 2 finishes out of it. And 2 exciting close decisions out of it, you know. And the people that should have won on the prelims won. And you got a couple finishes there, an Anaconda and a TKO. And then dominant wins from people that should have won. So honestly, I grade that card pretty well. I give it a B. I mean, we lost the main event. We lost Eblin Edwards. So what do you want? What do you like? They did the best that they could, and at least the main event delivered. So Bellator Champions Series 5. You did good. Congrats. Let me get some comments up in this mofo before we move on. Let me get some comments in this mother. Yeah. All right. 5 out of 5 decisions on the main means prelim fighters have a good chance for 50K bonuses. Yep. And that ended up happening. Ignaciobahamondes and Caitlin Souza. So good on them. All the Mexican-born fighters lost. Yeah, it was rough. Alexagrasso capped it off. and all the I guess people are fighting for Mexico won, like Diego Lopes. But the Brazilian parlay hit and the South American parlay hit. Shout out to the main card minute, Shout out to the main card minute. You already know. Hey, Dad's showing love to main card minute. Long Island Luke. Luke giving it back. Yeah, I know Luke had a great night, clean sweep across the board. Perfect night for him on the old docket. Good for him. Proud of him. And then what do we got? Bellator would have 2 cards back-to-back weeks and disappear for 2 months. That's a very Bellator thing to do. Yep. Yeah, especially now that they've merged with PFL. They're probably trying to intertwine their schedules so they never compete. So yeah, it's gonna be weird like that. It's gonna be spotty. It's gonna be like PFL for 2 months, then Bellator for 2 months, then PFL for 2 months. I feel like that's their cycle now, but we'll see. I kind of like it. It kind of ensures that we always have something going on, even if we have just like a crappy PFL MENA card next week. But yeah, and that's just how the game goes. Moving on, our last piece of news for the week. We have Canelo versus Berlanga. What a night of fights, huh? What a night of fights. Let's start with the main event. I told you guys, if you were on the main card minute stream for the watch along, I told everyone Canelo in his last 4 Mexican Independence Day fights, he has gone to decision in every single one of them. Granted, most of them were against Triple G. And I think the last one was against Charlo. But his last 5 fights went to decision. And the TKO for Canelo was minus 225. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm taking the Canelo decision at plus 290. Come on, baby. What do you guys? Just want to hand them your money? I want some back. So I threw that in the parlay. I'll show you how that ended for us in a little bit. But yeah, Canelo wins by unanimous decision against Edgar Berlanga, Edgar Berlanga. Berlanga, a lot of showboating in the fight, but he held his own. Got dropped once in early round. I think it was round 3. Put on his butt, punches his gloves together in frustration, but didn't let that happen again. He got punched good a couple times, got put against the ropes, but he made a good account of himself. He didn't get finished, and he fought an all-time great. So good performance for him. It should line up a couple good fights next. I like him versus calebplant. That's a cool fight for next. Let's talk about Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia coming back after 2 years, 1 fight in 4 years against Erislandy Lara. They're saying he's the oldest champion. They're saying a lot of stuff, but he was on a finish streak. So he was definitely dangerous in there, and he proved it with a 9th round TKO over Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, I don't know, man. He kind of made a good account of himself in the earlier rounds, but then he happened to fall behind and lose. He got put away. He just quit on himself on the stool. Yeah, Erislandy Lara, still our champion, still our oldest champion. And then we had calebplant. It was scary in this fight, man. calebplant got knocked down a couple times. The power of Trevor McCumbee was very apparent, very apparent. He was putting them hands on Plant. He wasn't the bum that he thought he was. He was making Caleb look like the bum early in the fight. But then Caleb used his veteran savvy. He started putting it together and started putting the hands back on McCumbee. He started stringing a couple punches together, putting him against the ropes, making him work, making him tired, having him keep his hands up, filling them arms with blood. And calebplant gets his ninth round TKO. Puts away Trevor McCumbee. Gets the TKO finish. I was proud of him, man. Very proud. calebplant with a big win. Sets himself up for a good fight. I like that Edgar Berlanga fight. They're saying that calebplant could fight Canelo again with a win. I don't know. I feel like he just came off that loss to Benavidez. And if Benavidez doesn't get that fight, that's kind of crazy. So, like, we'll see what happens. I would love a Benavidez-Alvarez fight. Absolutely love that. Will we get it? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Rolly Romero beats Manuel James, unanimous decision. Thought it was going to be a finish. He just, overpowered him the whole time, pushed him back, just hit him with his Rolly shots. Rolly wasn't looking good all fight week. He had us all scared. He was down to a minus 250, as he should have been because of all the stuff he was saying and the way he was acting this week. Maybe he pulled a little Ryan Garcia action on us. But that's a fight I'd love to see next. Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. Two talkers, two power punchers, two fun people. So imagine the promos that we'd get out of it. Imagine the exchanges we'd get out of it. That's a very fun fight. I would love to see that fight next. And then Stephen Fulton got a little scary in his fight as well, but he pulls out the split decision win over Carlos Castro. He was getting pieced up as well, but he gets his way back into the fight, does his veteran thing, uses his ring generalship, and he gets the win. Stephen Fulton cashes a minus 1,000 favorite. I think it was minus 300 for him to win by decision, minus 3 something, minus 390 or something, maybe minus 400. So, yeah. I mean, it was a fun night of fights. What can you say? Roman Villa got put to sleep in a TKO. Put to sleep, face down. That was rough to see. I had him in a parlay as well, like a really long parlay, like an 18-legger. So it wasn't that bad, especially since I got screwed a couple other times that night. But yeah, Canelo versus Berlanga, that card, man. That freaking card. Oof. Let's talk about the comments a little bit. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see what we get. Main card minute says next card is UFC pairs. Who you got, Moicano or BSD? You know I got money Moicano, baby. Money Moicano all day. I'm not going against that guy, especially since BSD just got doubted for the first time in his career, coming off of like Moicano's been doubted. He's been there before, and he knows he can fight through it and get the win. So I trust Moicano to get the finish over him. Honestly, I see a rear naked. I see him taking St. Denis' best shots, and I see a rear naked coming through. Lazy bet in the house. Let's get it. Let's get it. Main card man showing love. So lazy. Lazy bed says smash the like button. Like an all Donna Dumont head clash. Yeah, that clash was crazy, right? That cut was so wide. They showed it in between rounds. Like, I don't know why they were spreading it. I'm like, why would you spread that? Why would you do that? She was bleeding all over the place. She had a red mask on. That shit was crazy, bro. Lazy bed, yo, main card minute, yo, Daz. You already know. Desrico, shout out Lazy Bed. He's a big dog. Might have to take him too. Yeah, plus 200, bro. Plus 200, Moicano. Of course I'm taking that. Of course. I'll give a little breakdown. I'll probably go live next week after PFL MENA. I might do a little PFL MENA recap, and if there's any other boxing cards to talk about, I'll do that. But I'll give you a little preview of that fight before we get into that week. It'll probably be mostly a preview week because I feel like I won't have too much to talk about PFL MENA. We got a lot of up and comers on there, a lot of lesser known names. So we'll see what happens. But let's move into my favorite part of the week. Should have had more, but let's show this week's wins, baby. This week's wins. That's right. This week's wins. T-dubs dubs. T-dubs dubs. All right. Let's just get the elephant out of the room here. Called it on the main card minute. Cash. Told you guys about Canelo decision. I've crafted my parlay right on stream and put it in. So if you were there and followed, good on you. But we turned $10 into damn near $325. What's up, baby? What's up? 4-legger, Merab, Valentina points, Diego Lopes, Canelo decision, plus 31.47, $10 to win 324. What a cash. What a cash. What a freaking cash. Yeah. Give me my money. What's up? Let's see it again. That thing was beautiful. That thing was beautiful. Look at it in all its glory. Look at it. Bathe in it. I probably put that in at like 11:29. I put that in right before it went to decision. I mean, right before they walked to the ring. That's right, baby. That's right. That was a fat win. Fat win. I also threw the same parlay in with Sean O'Malley in it, and I cashed it out for a little 50 spot. I was like, you know what? And I cashed this out in round 4 too. After I seen him on his back for the 4th time, and there was like a minute left, I was like, oh, let me cash this out now, because round 5, I don't think he'll do it. I should have cashed out a little earlier, honestly. I probably would have cashed out for like 120, 130. But whatever. Whatever. Still a win. Still turned 10 into 50. Still win both the bets anyways. So what's up? Wizard shit. Wizard shit. Let's go. I cashed that again on something else. Yeah, I also had the Canelo TKO, but I had Merab points, Valentina points, Diego. And if Canelo did get the finish, I would have won 450. Oh, actually, not 450. It'd been like 220. Yeah, so, you know, still cash out plus. Turn 5 into 8. Whatever. Imagine if I bet 50. It would have been 50 into 80. If I bet 500, it would have been 500 to 800. So, you know, it's plus. That's all that matters. That is all that matters, my friend. And one of my big misses, all my other parlays I didn't want to show because, you know, Yasmin Yaregi killed all of them. And Daniel Zellhuber killed them, double time killed them as well. And then my Bellator ones, Liam McCourt killed, so there's no point in showing all those. They all fucking hit the can. And this is called this week's wins, not this week's L's. So yeah, but this is the only miss. It was this close. If Zellhuber got the splitty, bro, if Zellhuber got the splitty, Daddy would have been rolling in dough. But man, I just needed a knockdown by Canelo, which we got in round 3 early. Diego Lopes money line, Shevchenko points, and Merab. So close. It's close. One judge close. A splitty city away from a win. A splitty city away from a win. Kills me. Kills me. Why? Just why? Savage with the plus 290 on a 4-legger. You already know it, baby. That's how I do it. Luke was telling me, he's like, why would you take that as a single? It's crazy to throw in the parlay because I fucking know these things. That's why. I got that dog in me, boy. I'll put parlays out like that next week. I won't let you guys down. I got you on a PFL MENA one, something like that. I got you. I'll give you a low risk and a high risk. I got to give the people a parlay. I can't go a week without a parlay. I have to, so I'll do it for you guys. Yeah, that's a cash out dub. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flame me up. That's right. That's Rico. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Facts. Facts. That $5 to $8 win. That's $3 towards a bong hit. He knows that. He knows that. And Luke knows it too. Luke knows it too. Yeah. Yeah. I will say good on the judges and the refs last night, except for Herb. You got to work Dean. Yeah, he was a little overzealous last night. Maybe he had dinner plans. It was a late night in Vegas. Ended at 11. He probably had some dinner plans at like, you know, Javier's or something. He's like, fuck, Javier's won't take me past 11. But yeah. Yeah, so thank you guys. This segment of this week's wins. It was a good one. Could have been, it was this close. It was this close to being this week's L's, but we got the wins. We pulled it out. Thank you, Canelo. Thank you, Merab. Thank you, Chevy. Thank you, Diego. My heroes. And we keep it rolling on to next week. We still up on the units. So I'm happy. And I didn't give nobody losing picks, too. So if you were watching Main Card Minutes stream, if you were watching the watch along for UFC Noche, UFC 306, Canelo versus Berlanga, you made some cash. Because if you were following that stream, and you didn't make money, What were you doing? Luke gave you a clean sweep across the board. I gave you clean picks as well. We hammered Shevchenko, hammered Dvalishvili, hammered Canelo decision, hammered Diego Lopes. We got hammered as well. What more do you want? Come on, people. Follow us, like, subscribe. Let me throw it up again. Let me throw it up. One time for the one time. Main card minute. 1 round fights. We're going to make you some money. Get you some cash. Yeah, we got hammered as well. This week's wins. Get the fuck out of my face. Let's go, baby. All right. Now we go to the I'm just gonna do this quick. Let's just do this quick because it's PFL MENA. And I can't imagine a lot of you are gonna be watching. But for the select few that will be watching, I have to do my due diligence and give you some picks. I will put out a graphic later in the week. We're an hour in. I know I'm gonna make this quick, don't worry. I'm going to get you ready for football. It's only 12 on the East Coast. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. But yeah, PFL, man. PFL. The main event. Let me see if I can pull this up on DraftKings. Oh, DraftKings doesn't even have lines for it. Woe is me. Woe is me. No lines on PFL MENA. I can't bet on it. I don't know if you can, but I can't even see the lines. Yeah. I'm only going to give one pick right now. And that is going to be Al Salawi. Two picks. Al Salawi and Al Qatani. Those are my two picks. I might give you Mohsen Muhammad Sefi too. You know what? I'm not even going to try this. What am I doing? Look at these names right now. I can't even get lines on this. I'm dropping it. PFL MENA, look out for the fucking graphic later in the week. If I make a parlay, if I could even make lines on it, there's no point in making this right now because I can't even get lines. I can't bet on it. I don't see it on DraftKings. It's definitely not going to be on FanDuel because they're sponsored by DraftKings. And if it's not even on DraftKings, then what are we doing here? But yeah, let me just get you guys out. Again, if you have some wins, send them to the email, onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. I'll get you on the board. We'll get you up there. We'll talk about you. We'll celebrate you. We'll celebrate together. You know, fat wins. We all like them. I know that. I mean, don't you? Don't you like money? You don't like money? Come on. Me and Luke are making you monies. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Let's see what the comments is talking about. Let's see what the topics is talking about. Great stream last night. Props to the dedication to show up today. You know, always. I got you. Chugged a couple waters. We good. Took a nice fat rip before I hopped on. You know how it is. Can we even watch? Did they get a US streaming deal? I don't know. Maybe our streaming providers in the East can help us out with that. Hopefully. We'll see. Agree. Okay. Bro, keep it going. Got nothing to do. You already know. VPN. Yeah. I don't know if I care that bad either. I just punted on giving you guys picks for it. So I should have a graphic later this week if I can even make a parlay on it. If not, no graphic, and I'm sorry, but maybe we'll do a watch along if we can. I don't know. Something, anything. Is there boxing? I don't know. I'll do something for you guys though. It's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, follow our socials again. QR code right below. Main card minute. 1 more round fights. We're making you guys money. There's no way you're not making money following us, watching the streams. We're giving you guys picks. If you're not taking them, then why are you even watching? But appreciate the watches. Thank you. And follow my handles. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that. Again, My name is Gav. I'm the host of this show. Every Sunday, I will provide you your MMA and boxing news. Maybe even if there's no fights, I'll just touch on a few topics, do a shorter show, maybe like 20 minutes to a half hour, something like that. But I'm going to try to keep this going every week, regardless of the events being there or not. Besides that, that's it, y'all. Sponsors, hit me up. Taco Bell, weed, anything marijuana related, CBD related, food related. Wendy's, I fuck with you too. Hit me up. Applebee's, I fuck with you too. Hit me up. Ray-Bans, I fuck with you too. Hit me up. Packwoods Cone, hit me up. Hit me up. Oh, Tea Tree Therapy, Mint Toothpicks, hit me up. Hit me up. Jeter Juice, hit me up. Whatever. Planet 13, hit me up. Reef, hit me up. Grove, hit me up. All that. Especially you, Taco Bell. That would be sick. Me and Luke, sponsored by Taco Bell, drinking Modelo's, Coronas, all that. Oh, yeah. I want that world. I want to live in that world. That world would sound amazing. Last comment. This stream is brought to you by Applebee's. It's not actually. That was a fake promotion. Don't strike me, YouTube. Just joking. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks for watching. The Crunchwrap Supreme better than night. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know if there's anything going out through the week. If so, maybe I'll do another short video, or I'll just put out a little post for it, like a graphic for you to tail the parlay. But besides that, that's it for me this week. I'll catch you guys next week. Shout out to Long Island's newest champion, Merabdvalishvilli. Shout out to my champion, Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko. Shout out to Diego Lopes. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez going to decision. Shout out to calebplant getting the TKO. Shout out to everybody getting us money on the stream. Shout out to the main card Minute making us cash on his perfect week. Congratulations, my brother. And shout out to the fans. Thank you, and you're welcome. Peace.